Hello, my name is Jeffrey Recht. I'm the Executive Director of the California Healthy Workplace Advocates, Inc. We are a 501(c)(3) organization, and we advocate against workplace bullying. And today I'm with my co-host and
Rahalva.
Maria.
And so I'd like to introduce myself. I am a small nonprofit in West Sacramento, Latino Information and Resource Center. And today we want to share an incident that happened at an elementary school, a bullying incident that happened in elementary school in West Sacramento.
Hi, Miss Lucia. Miss Lucia, go ahead. Excuse me. Go ahead, Miss Lucia. Excuse me. Okay, Miss Lucia can come in.
Okay, I'm with her and she's requested that I come with
Okay,
her.
well then we'll set up a meeting for a separate time because at this point you are not welcome into campus.
Okay, tell me about that.
I'm sure someone will be here very soon to share that information with you.
Okay, what's your name?
No,
day.
not letting
Yeah.
you. Have a great day.
Yeah,
Bye.
she needed to give you this. She need to give you this.
Miss Lucia,
It's a
you gotta-
complaint.
Miss
No, we just handed it to you, okay? It's a formal complaint.
Miss Lucia, go ahead
Yeah.
and come in
Yeah.
for your son.
¿Quieres,
Mr.
si
David,
quieres
you're
pasar,
free.
pásate, diles que quieres acompañar, que te acompañe.
¿Y quién me va a interpretar?
Then who's gonna translate, she said. I'm her translator.
Salvador Vega speaks Spanish.
I'm her translator.
Salvador Vega speaks Spanish.
Okay, well, I'm her translator.
And I just told you for the last time, Salvador
Yeah.
Vega is her translator. So if
Okay.
this is not something that feels like either of you feel comfortable with, I'm happy to hand it back to you. And you can have a good day.
Thank you so much. Yes, likewise. Yeah.
Go ahead and send me your video too.
Sure. Oh, don't you
Go ahead and send me your video.
don't
Yeah.
you have
Go ahead and send it to me.
yeah, tell me more about
Go
yourself.
ahead and send
Tell
your
me more
phone.
about yourself.
I'm actually really happy to be the principal here and I'm not able to let people on campus that are unsafe. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness. Oh. So there you see it. And so what happened there is that the principal, normally when someone steps out of a opens a door, they're facing outward. In this case, instead of facing out, the principal was facing the door and swung with the door. And as she swung out, she pushed me or with her body, and both of us had to move to avoid being hit. And then she stood in front of me and was calling the parent to come inside in English, was calling the parent to come inside and facing my left and calling her out in that direction. Yet the parent was standing to my right. And so not once did the principal uh, make eye contact with the parent or gesture directly to the parent to come inside. And so, of course, you saw how the second individual, and that was a teacher, deny her her own translator. And so this incident happened in the Riverbank Elementary School, Washington Unified School District on October the 20th. And so we feel that this is just really, really unacceptable. And we feel that perhaps there are some laws that may have been violated, either the Unruh Act, Civil Rights Act, the Title VI Civil Rights Act, the California Disabled Persons Act, and the Federal Americans with Disability Act. And so I know that you're working on the Workplace Bullying Accountability Act, and you're an expert, an author on bullying. Can you help us understand what's happening?
Well, what's happening is the workplace bullying is a power issue. The principal is exercising her power over the uh, the parent or the victim, and yourself as translator. And uh, that that's typically what bullying is about is uneven exercise of power. Uh, the Workplace Bullying Accountability Act refers to the duty of care that the employer has over an employee. And under that duty of care, that when uh, an employee makes a complaint, they have to uh, transparently investigate the complaint, and then they have to, uh, well, for before it's recommended that to be in compliance with the act that they have uh, anti-bullying policies for the workplace. And then after the investigation, if there's a substance to the complaint, which in our experience is 99% of the time, the target is telling the truth, that they have to then enforce those policies. And if they do that as prescribed within the bill, the employer would be exempt from being sued by the employee, but it doesn't exempt the bully from being sued.
Um, yes, yes, yes. And so even though this is not an employer-employee, uh, she is still the person in power, and the parent is, let's say, the client or the customer. And
Well,
so
we call them the target.
the target, yes.
Hmm.
And what we've noticed in this particular school is that Latinos, the Spanish speakers or the Latinos, are treated in a mean-spirited manner, and they're not treated nice. There's a lot of parents besides this one that have complained. In fact, a couple of weeks prior to this, actually September 16th, uh, the same principal called the police on a parent. And this particular parent was has a history of doing advocacy on campus, and she's the PTC coordinator and does all the events, and she's been doing this for 13 years because all her kids grew up at Riverbank Elementary School. And so this school year, Washington Unified School District decided to ban all parents from campus. And the only parents that are allowed on campus are disabled students' parents. And uh, so this particular parent was dropping off her son. She tried to sign in. There was no clarity about who could come in and who could not come in. She tried to sign in. She was unable. There was no room. And so she got her visitor sticker and walked in. And within 3 minutes of her walking onto the campus, the police were called. And when the principal came up to her, she told her, leave immediately or I'll call the police. And the parents' response was, well, I know my rights. And so I'll call the police on you too. And so the principal stood with her back to her and was blocking her just the way she did to me right now, and was blocking her movement. And so that is an incident that just happened. The principal said that the parent refused to leave the premises, yet the parent had another high schooler in the car that needed to go to high school, to the high school. And um, so that's just another way that's another incident that the same principal did. And so I think it's sad, and I hope that the Workplace Accountability Act uh, would be passed, because even though it doesn't apply to this particular target, I know that the education that you bring it would help all the teachers, all the staff, and possibly the principal to get more educated.
Yeah, yes, we also do training services too, and we'll customize those trainings to whatever the the circumstances say they need.
That's good. That's really important to know. And so we're hoping that more people become familiar with this particular incident and use it as a model of what not to do. And I'm hoping that the that guide that you created, that you wrote, that you authored would would be helpful somehow. Maybe, they're not stewards, but still the information applies generally to everyone, no?
Yes.
Yes. Tell us about that a little bit. I'm not familiar enough with the guide.
Well, the guide is based on my experience as a steward and
How long?
14 years and 1,000 cases later. Uh, I used organizing. I used the complaint process. Um, I used a number of different strategies, uh, and they're all outlined in the book. And also, we have a chapter on, well, we call it the member, how to treat the member, because it's written for people in a union. Uh, but it applies to any target because we talk about how to talk to a person that's really been traumatized. And as such, you have to be careful as to how you do that. And you have to use trauma informed processes to be
Okay.
able to talk to them.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. Jeff, you're so full of good information. You've been doing this for so many years, and I know that your work has made such a difference in a lot of lives. Right now, it's making a difference in the lives of these targets because we're going to be using your work experience or your knowledge. We're going to be applying it over at Riverbank Elementary School in West Sacramento, Washington Unified School District. Thanks to your wealth of experience, we're going to be applying it there.
Thank you.